to Activity Quest, the podcast that's packed with stuff to do. I'm Bex, and every episode of Activity Quest starts with a Fun Kids presenter doing something awesome. So this week, Dan's getting a little bit musical.
Hello, this week we've been tasked with writing a song. Now to do this you need three things. You need a pen, a piece of paper, and an instrument of some kind. I am choosing a ukulele. Oh, that's on. There we go. Pick whatever you want to play. If you can noodle on guitar a little bit, that's great. If you can play a few keys on the piano, fantastic. Maybe you can even pluck a harp, just a tiddly bit. Pick whatever you want. So we got our pen, paper, an instrument, and we're going to use our voice. Now to help us write this song, we've got a worksheet for you over at funkidslive.com. That's what I'm using right now. There are 3 steps to writing the first song. Step 1, think about what you want to write your song about and make an interesting title. So, what do we want to write our song about? It says maybe select 5 things in your bedroom. Now, I'm in the studio right now, so what can I see around me? What can I write a song about? Well, I've got the buttons. I've got a microphone. I've got my laptop here as well. I've got some TVs because it's a fancy studio. And we've got a big clock that lets me know what the time is. Right, so mic, buttons, laptop, TVs, clock. You can call your song whenever you like. I'm in the studio, so I'm going to go for the Studio Sonata. Sonata's a posh name for a song. Now, step 2, it says start writing. It says, on the subject of your song, just write freely for 10 minutes. Anything goes. Use all your senses, sight, hearing, smell, touch, anything that you like. Just write. Go for it, like you're a train on the loose. So just write things that come into your mind for 10 minutes. So I'm thinking, I'm in the studio right now, and it's quite rainy outside. It's quite a grey day. But I'm nice and warm, toasty in here with you. So, in the studio on a grey day.
Have a go at writing your own song. Maybe it'll be played on Fun Kids one day. Writing your own songs is really fun. It's also a great way to express your thoughts and feelings about things that are happening to you, your community, or around the world. When you're done, enter your song into the Song Academy Young Songwriter 2022 competition. Write your own song or team up with a friend. Perhaps you're really good at writing lyrics and a friend plays musical instruments. The Song Academy Young Songwriter 2022 competition is open right now, and there are some amazing prizes up for grabs, including thousands of pounds of equipment and live performances. Find out more at funkidslive.com.
I'm just looking through this exercise that helps us write a song. It says to remember during your 10-minute writing exercise that lyrics have a rhythm and they have different rhyming schemes, don't they? And it suggests that you use a rhyming scheme of AABB, which means the first 2 lines rhyme in your verse and then the second 2 lines in your rhyme verse. Remember, we've got these 5 words that we wrote earlier on. So, in the studio on a grey day, got my mic with me to make the blues go away. So there's my second verse. This is really easy when you get round to it. Then we've got a bridge or mid-late. You know, in songs where it goes down low, it gets a bit dark and moody, and then it brings it back up. It says here, looking at the message from a different point of view for the bridge or mid-late, maybe it builds up tension. So how can we be tense? How can we be a bit moody being in the studio? My song. I've got the lyrics down. It's all about being in the studio, playing your favourite song, keeping you busy when it's wet, when it's cold outside. Remember, that's what I do. The first step in making a song here was all about looking round your room, thinking about what you do. So your tune can be about playing with your mates, going out with your family, doing something at school, doing your homework, whatever it is. It could be anything, it's fine. We've got the full help sheet for you at funkidslive.com. Now, there's quite a lot of instrumental tracks that you can sing yours over if maybe you're not too good with the instruments. Mine, I'm going to give it a go on the ukulele. I'm going to use C, I think this is G, A minor, bit moody, and then the F. This is Studio Sonata, a song that I have whipped up in less than 20 minutes. Here we go. That's the intro. In the studio on a rainy day, got my mic with me to take my blues away. I'm pressing the buttons next to the clock, got the big tunes on, I don't wanna stop. Being in the studio with all my friends, having the best time, don't want it to end. Let's go to the studio, let's go to the studio, let's go to the studio, where the tunes take us, we don't know. Now we're heading into verse 2. In the studio when it's cold and chilly, being outside would be rather silly. Listening to our favourite song keeps us going all day long. Remember the pre-chorus, here we go. Being in the studio with all my friends, having the best time, don't want it to end. Let's go to the studio, we gotta go to the studio, we gotta go to the studio, where the tunes take us, we don't know. Now we're gonna get into the moody bridge. What happens when it's warm and sunny? Being inside can be rather funny. I'll play the tunes to make you feel great. This is the end of my middle A. 1, 2, 3, let's go to the studio. You gotta go to the studio. You gotta go to the studio, where the tunes take us, we don't know. Hey, there we go. You might not believe it. I'm sorry about the singing. I wrote that in less than 20 minutes. I'm sure you can do a fantastic job writing in that very easy structure, making poetry in your head, thinking of words that rhyme about something that's near and close to you. You can get that full song sheet. It's a brilliant way to spend your time, to keep busy, to get creative over at funkidslive.com.
Now it's time for some events from across the UK. First up, Stratford-upon-Avon Butterfly Farm. Explore an amazing rainforest and see some of the world's most spectacular and colourful butterflies brought to you from the rainforests of the tropics. The landscaped tropical greenhouse is the largest tropical butterfly display in the UK. Throughout the year, they have over 250 different species of tropical butterfly sourced from over 20 different countries. There are approximately, get this, 2,000 free-flying individual butterflies of all shapes, sizes and colours. For details, go to butterflyfarm.co.uk. There are also some really nice pictures there too. Next up, follow a costumed guide and find out about the fascinating history of Oxford and its castle with Oxford Castle and Prison. Climb the Saxon St George's Tower, one of the oldest buildings in Oxford, and enjoy panoramic views of its dreaming spires. Then descend underground into the 900-year-old crypt, the only surviving remains of St George's Chapel, where it's said began the education for which Oxford is famed, and where Geoffrey of Monmouth penned the legends of King Arthur. Then explore the austere confines of the 18th century Debtors' Tower and Prison D-Wing. Details at oxfordcastleandprison.co.uk. And finally, explore over 400 British classic cars at the British Motor Museum. Take part in their themed trails, experience the touchscreen exhibits, and understand how a car works in the interactive zone. Plus, their costumed guided tours give the whole family an insight into the British motor industry in a fun and relaxed way. Plus, there's even a family-friendly cafe and outdoor play area. BritishMotorMuseum.co.uk.
Remember, whatever you do and however you do it, the reviews in your podcast app is the best place to tell us. Drop us a 5-star review and we will read your comments out next week. If you want to make it super tricky, you could, of course, write your comments in code, and then I can spend the whole week trying to crack them. If you've never written a secret code before, never fear, Meg is here!
Hello! In today's activity quest, we are going to be spies and use invisible ink to send secret messages. You don't need much for this activity. I'm just using a thin paintbrush, a piece of paper, and some lemon juice. First, squeeze your lemon juice into a bowl, make sure there's no little pips in it, you just need the lemon juice, and then dip your paintbrush, or you can use a cotton bud, into the mixture. Now write your secret message onto the white paper. I'm going to write a joke on mine, but you could write anything. It is Valentine's Day soon, so maybe you could write a love letter or draw a picture. Now let the paper dry so the lemon juice becomes completely invisible. To reveal your message, you're going to need to get the paper warm. You can do this by holding it close to a light bulb. Be careful not to touch the light bulb with your fingers though. Or what I'm going to do is heat it up with a hairdryer. The only problem being that if I was a real spy and people knew about the lemon juice trick, then maybe if they heard the hairdryer, they'd know that I was trying to decipher a secret message. But I'm just going to pretend I'm drying my hair and reveal my secret spy message. What's happened is, as I use the hairdryer, the picture or the writing starts to appear in a darker colour, kind of like a yellowy brown colour, and I can see what I have written, meaning that when I sent the letter, people would think it's just white paper, but actually it's a secret spy code. You're probably wondering, how does this work? How does invisible ink work? Well, lemon juice contains really small things called carbon compounds that are colourless at room temperature. The heat from the hairdryer breaks down these compounds and releases the carbon inside. This carbon then mixes with oxygen in the air that we breathe and becomes oxidised, which is the process that makes the invisible message appear. There is more than one way to send a secret message. In the First World War, the Germans sent secret messages using Enigma machines. The Enigma machine was created for Germany by Arthur Scherbius, and the machine changes the letters of a message so that if somebody intercepts the message, it just looks like random letters. When you're writing your message into the machine, each letter is typed and appears as another letter in the alphabet. It's really hard to crack these codes, which is something that people were doing at Bletchley Park in the UK during the war. Now, we can have a go at a similar but slightly easier code called the Caesar shift cipher. It's named after Julius Caesar, a Roman general who used this code or cipher to encrypt messages when he was sending them to his army. With the Caesar shift cipher, each letter of the alphabet is shifted or moved a number down the alphabet. For example, if we shift by 2 spaces, so that we're doing a code that is 2 spaces different to the alphabet, then A becomes C because it goes A to B is 1 space, then B to C is 2 places, so A to C, I've shifted it 2 places. So if A is C in my code, then B is D in my code, and C is E in my code. It's a bit confusing when I'm trying to explain it, but if you write it down, what each letter is going to equal in your code, and then write out your coded message and see if someone can crack the code. I'm going to give you one to start. I'm going to shift the alphabet by 1 place. So A becomes B, B becomes C, and so on. Write down this word and see if you can decipher it. See if you can work out my code and have so much fun doing your own lemon juice codes and your own Caesar shift codes. But don't tell everyone our secrets or they'll know that we're secret spies. Shh.
Thank you to Meg. Here we go. Nuff Saw Tart. See if you can crack that one. There you go. Remember, there are loads of episodes of Activity Quest that you can go back and listen to any time you fancy. If you're after some more suggestions, just scroll back in your podcast app and pick an episode you fancy. Whatever you do and however you do it, tell us at funkidslive.com/activityquest. And remember to rate, review and follow this podcast wherever it is you're listening to it. I'm Bex, and this has been a podcast from the UK's children's radio station, Fun Kids. Listen to me on your DAB digital radio, online, on the free Fun Kids mobile app and on your smart speaker. Just say Play Fun Kids every weekday from 4 p.m. See ya!
The Space Programme is a Bafflegab production for the UK's children's radio station, Fun Kids. You can listen to Fun Kids all day on your DAB digital radio, on your smart speaker by saying Play Fun Kids, and on the free Fun Kids mobile app. You can also listen online and play loads of games, quizzes, as well as find out the latest news at funkidslive.com.